Hello students, this is chapter 4 Business Services part 8 Transport. Till our last lecture we have learnt about the other two business services, which was banking as well as insurance. Banking is for providing the finance for business and insurance is to protect against the uncertainties or risk involved in the business. Today we are going to learn about the transport. So, in India, transport plays an important role in nation's economy. After 1991, development of infrastructure within the country has progressed at a rapid pace, and today there are different modes of transport used, such as land, water, air, etc. Okay, so due to the infrastructure, the transport facilities has been increased. So due to that, the business has been helped in a lot of way. Now see, what is the exact meaning of this? Transportation is the movement of people, animal and goods from one location to another location, or it can be defined as a means of carrying goods and people from one place to another place. So transportation means what? Transporting the people, goods or animals from one place to another place. In business, when you produce the goods in your factory or in a production house, you have to transport those goods to the consumers, right? Before direct selling the goods to the consumer, you have to keep those goods to the warehouses, or you have to distribute those to the suppliers. For all this purpose, transport is needed. No customer comes and purchase your good directly from your production house. So to make these goods available to customers wherever they want, or to the suppliers wherever they are situated, transport facility is very much necessary. Now for transporting goods and services, there are various modes. Now see the modes of transport. Generally, transportation is carried through various modes such as railway, roadways, waterways and airways. Modes of transport are as follows. So see here, there are 7 ways they have told: road transport, rail transport, air transport, water transport, monorail and metro, rope, ropeways and pipeline. So first we are going to see about the road transport. Roads are means that connect people and place on the surface of the land. It provides all over connectivity in any terrain as compared to other modes of transport. So roads are nothing which we are using the surface of land which we are using for transporting, right? So it helps you to give the connectivity to area. See here the word terrain is used. Terrain means a piece of land. Which geographically, if we talk about a piece of land, so this is nothing but terrain means जो सरफेस ऑफ लैंड जो अर्थ को एक जगह को दूसरे जगह से जो जोड़ता है, तो वो रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट होता है. हम वहाँ से कनेक्टिविटी उसकी बनाते हैं. नाउ as compared to other transports. So this is road transport. Various means of transports are used under road transport, such as bullock carts, cycles, rickshaw, buses, cars, etc. Bus rapid transit, that is BRT systems, have been introduced in many states to improve public transport system in India. India has a network of village roads, district roads, state highways and national highways which form the economic backbone of the country. In India, Ministry of Road Transport and Highways looks after development of surface transport throughout the country. So for doing this road transport, to bring the efficiency in road transport, the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways is there, our Indian economy, and they plays a very important role in improving the infrastructure of the country. Even more, in road transport, there are various, all the vehicles which are runs on road, they comes under the road transport, like bullock carts, cycles, buses, rickshaws, right, cars. So people, and this road transport, as I told you, there is the geographical connectivity due to the road transport. So anyone can use these roads and reach wherever they want to reach. Okay, so in this ministry has also started with BRT. BRT is the bus rapid transit system in Maharashtra, and in Pune it is the BRT is there. In Mumbai we are not still started with BRT, but in all other states, like many of the states like Amritsar, Delhi, they have started with BRT system. And BRT is what, as the name suggests, bus rapid transit, means they have a proper channel of buses. They have proper stations, like जैसे रेलवे स्टेशन होते हैं ऐसे वहाँ पे बस के स्टेशन होते हैं. एक बस एक जगह से चलती है दूसरी जगह पहुँचती है, वहाँ से इन कनेक्टिविटी the people will get the other bus for other place also. And moreover, the lanes which are made for this bus, ये बस जहाँ से रोड पे उनको एक स्पेसिफिक जगह दी जाती है, उस लेन में कोई और दूसरा नहीं जाएगा. So because of this, there is no traffic when this bus goes on through road transport. So it is very fastest mode. In many of these states, people mostly travel through road transport for their daily work. So this is very helpful for them. So road transports, there are some advantages also and there are some disadvantages also. First we are going to look about the advantages. It is a cheap mode of transport as compared to other modes of transport. Then perishable goods can be transported at a faster speed by road carriers over a short distance. If you have to transfer the perishable goods like milk, fish, green vegetables, then road transport is the best one, provided it is a short distance. As you must be knowing, in Mumbai, we get vegetables from either Nashik or Vashi. So it becomes feasible to use the road transport, right? And moreover, it is cheap also. Then it is a flexible mode of transport as loading and unloading is possible in any destination. Now what does this mean? लोडिंग एंड अनलोडिंग मीन्स लोडिंग यानी सामान को उसमें व्हीकल में डालना, अनलोडिंग मीन्स सामान को व्हीकल से नीचे उतारना. सो इट बिकम्स ईजी बिकॉज इफ़ यू आर यूजिंग रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट यू कैन कम टू द, अगर आपको एक स्पेसिफिक लेन, एक स्पेसिफिक दुकान, एक स्पेसिफिक स्ट्रीट पे जाना है, सो यू कैन यूज़ दिस रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट एंड यू कैन गो देयर. आप सीधा बिल्डिंग के नीचे जाके अपना ऑटो या कार या व्हीकल जो है वो खड़ा कर सकते हो. सो दिस इज़ द एडवांटेज ऑफ रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट. And wherever you want, you can load and unload the goods also. Then it provides door-to-door service. Also it functions as feeder transport to other modes of transport. Now as I told you, आपको जहाँ जाना है आप वहाँ पे जाके अपना गाड़ी खड़ा कर सकते हो. So this is door-to-door service. Suppose if you are using train, so your train, suppose you have to come to college from your home, so your train is not going to suppose you are using the auto, so your auto can come and stand by your college gate. But your other modes, if you are using local train, is your local train going to come till your college gate? No. So this is the advantage of road transport. Provides door to door service. Moreover, it acts as a feeder transport to other modes of transport, right? Feeder transport means it's a एक link provide करता है other. Suppose अगर मुझे दिल्ली जाना है और मुझे ट्रेन से जाना है या मुझे फ्लाइट से जाना है, सो आई कैन यूज़ दिस रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट. आई कैन टेक ऑटो, टैक्सी, रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट टू रीच द स्टेशन फर्स्ट if I have to go by railway, or to reach the airport if I'm going by airline. So जाना तो मुझे उससे है, लेकिन ये एक फीडर ट्रांसपोर्ट है. फीडर है ना जो आपको हेल्प करता है वहाँ स्टेशन तक पहुँचने के लिए, right? So this is the basic and very necessary transport. Then it helps people to travel and carry goods from one place to another place where any other mode of transport is not available. So if you are not able, if there is some place where other transports are not available, then also road transport is definitely available for such places. If we talk about the rural areas, right, तो हो सकता है वहाँ ट्रेन नहीं जाती हो सकता है वहाँ पे फ्लाइट्स नहीं जाते हो, बट डेफिनेटली द रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट विल बी देयर, राइट. तो वहाँ रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट आप इतनी फिजिबिलिटी देता है, आप यू कैन गो टू एनी प्लेस where other transports are not possible to go. You can use the road transport there, and you can carry the goods from one place to another place. Okay, so these are some of the advantages of road transport. Now see the disadvantages. Due to limited carrying capacity, road transport is not economical for long distance transportation. Now suppose you are carrying your goods in a truck. So ड्यू टू दिस लिमिटेशन, एक ट्रक में कितना सामान आएगा, जितना लिमिटेड सामान आएगा उतना ही आप एक बार में यूज़ कर सकते हो, राइट. एंड अगेन इट इज़ नॉट इकोनॉमिकल फॉर लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस. इफ़ यू आर ट्रैवलिंग लॉन्ग डिस्टेंसेज, रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट बिकम्स costly. In the advantages we have seen, shorter distance it is good, but for long distance it is not economical. Then second one is transportation of heavy and bulky goods to road transport involves high cost. Again, if there are heavy and bulky goods, like suppose you have to transport fridge or TV, so these are some fragile items. Fragile means जो जल्दी से टूट सकते हैं, कांच के होते हैं, तो इनको बहुत सारा पैकेजिंग की ज़रूरत है. सो in a truck you are sending those fridge and TVs, you have to be very cautious about the packing. सो आपका पैकिंग का कॉस्ट बढ़ जाता है. देन अगेन दे टेक लॉट ऑफ स्पेस, वन आइटम, सो लेस नंबर ऑफ आइटम्स कैन बी कीप इन द ट्रक, सो it becomes very costly for bulky and heavy goods. Then road transport is affected by adverse weather conditions such as floods, rain, landslides, etc. This is true. रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट के कारण ड्यू टू बैड वेदर or flood or earthquake, road transport is very much affected. And then there is a possibility of road accidents which are common. Road accidents during rainy season, or if it's suppose in the night time, road accidents are very much common in this transport. Then it causes pollution due to emission of gases which affects the health of people. So see, due to road transport, air pollution is more, because if you may have heard about the carpooling and other pooling systems which government has already asked people to initiate. Like suppose in a society, if 4 people are using their own car, right, to reach their office, instead of this they can start carpooling. That means if they are going in the same direction, every one day the one person will take and he will drop the other persons also. So this will reduce the number of this will reduce the air pollution, and this will be very economical and beneficial to all of them, right. So road transport also uh, increases the air pollution due to the due to the gases which is released while traveling. Okay, so these are some of the disadvantages and advantages of road transport. But again, the conclusion is that the road transport is very much beneficial for the day-to-day service, for the day-to-day transportation of people, goods and animals. Okay, now this was the road transport. Now second one is rail transport. Transportation of goods and passengers on rail lines through trains is called as rail transport. It occupies an important place in land transport system of our country, as is most dependable mode of transport to carry goods and passengers over long distance. So again, this is a one sort of land transport. Even road was the land transport. Again, rail is counted under the लैंड ट्रांसपोर्ट, क्योंकि लैंड पे ही चलते हैं, जो रेलवे ट्रैक्स होते हैं वहीं चलते हैं. बट यहाँ पे अगर ट्रैक्स होगा तो ही वो रेल वहाँ पहुँच पाएगी, राइट. So again, it is a very important means of transport, especially in India, where Indian railways are one of the good and big networks of railways. So, and most of the people are dependent upon this means of transport for their day-to-day work. It carry goods as well as passengers, and especially it is very useful when there is long distance, right. So, and it is cheaper than the what you call as airways. So most of the people use this transport for long distance also, as well as short distance also. In India, Ministry of Railways looks after the development of rail transport throughout the country. Railway runs various types of train like passenger trains, mails, express and cargo or goods train. Some popular trains are Rajdhani Express, Duronto Express, Shatabdi Express, Intercity Express, Vande Bharat Express and holiday special trains, etc. Indian Railways also run some luxury trains such as Palace of Wheels, Deccan Odyssey, Ramayana Express, Maharaja Express to promote domestic tourism. So, see, Ministry of Railways is there in Indian economy, who looks after the development of rail transport, and there are various types of trains which are run by the Indian Railways. And this railway sector is again one sector in India which is purely public sector, that is, it is in the hands of government, central government. And there are various types of train like passenger trains, then express means जो fast चलती हैं. Then and there are various express like Rajdhani. See, the names are given in your textbook. And then there are cargo or goods trains जो इसको हम मालगाड़ी बोलते हैं, जो जिसमें there are people are not traveled through this train, only the goods are traveled, right. If you want to transport your goods from one place to another, the businessmen also use it for transporting their goods. So there are various types of trains, express and passenger trains, right. So people can avail these facilities. There are some special trains also during the time of holidays. So Indian Railways also run some luxury trains, right. See, the name here is given as Palace on Wheels, Deluxe, Maharaja Express. All these trains are some luxury trains, means आपको अंदर से वो होटल की तरह फीलिंग देगा. So many of the people, this is basically done by the railways to uh, promote the domestic tourism. If you want to uh, enjoy that rail journey, if you have money, you can go to this train, enjoy it, and it is like a palace from inside. There are various facilities which are available in such types of trains. So these are called as the deluxe trains. Okay. So this is the rail transport. See, there are some advantages and disadvantages of rail transport. First, we are going to look about the advantages. It is convenient mode of transport for traveling long distance. As while talking to road also, I have already told you that road is for short distance convenience, and here it is rail transport is convenience for long distance. What do you mean by convenience here? See, if you have to go for long distance through road transport, right, you can't sleep, or you have the problem for like eating or washrooms, everything. But in rail, you have all those facilities. There are seats where you can sleep. There are washrooms available inside the coaches. Then you can have your food easily there, right. So this is one of the convenience for long distances. Then it is suitable mode of transport for carrying heavy and bulky goods in large quantities over a long distance. So they have a separate type of cargo trains in which heavy and bulky items can also be transported. Then it is faster mode of transport as compared to road transport. It is really a faster mode because there are specific tracks which are developed for this rail transport. Moreover, if you use the road transport, there can be traffic. Of suppose if there is weather is not fine, there is rain, then you are going to get late. But if you are using the rail transport, it is the fastest means. Okay, then its operation is less affected by adverse weather condition, as I told you. Less, it is not, if there is suppose very heavy rain, then it is affected, otherwise it is not so effective due to weather conditions. That it ensures safety and security of goods. Now again, there is safety and security. Once the goods are loaded in the cargo trains, then they are locked, and there is security also and safety also of those goods, because these cargoes are properly protected. They are लाइक आपके जो भी गुड्स हैं उसमें अंदर कितनी भी बारिश हो, कुछ भी हो, ट्रेन बीच में रुक गई हो, तो भी वो ख़राब नहीं होंगे, वो उसमें सेफ रहते हैं, राइट. देन कम्स द डिसएडवांटेजेस. It is relatively costly for carrying goods and passengers over short distances. So it is very costly for carrying in short. अगर आप मैंने आपको पहले ही बोला कि ट्रेन जो रेल ट्रांसपोर्ट है लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस के लिए अच्छा है, पर शॉर्ट डिस्टेंस के लिए इतना अच्छा नहीं होगा. इट कैन बी कॉस्टली. Then it is not available in remote parts of the country, as I told you. See, if you want to reach to your home, and if you are taking any road transport, maybe auto, maybe car, maybe taxi, you can reach at your doorstep. आप अपने बिल्डिंग के नीचे जाके खड़ा कर सकते हो. But if you are using the rail transport, this is not possible. You have to get down from station, get station. From there you have to again take any road transport only. So it next is it involves heavy losses of life as well as goods in case of accident. Suppose if there is any accident of rail transport, the बहुत सारे bogies या बहुत सारे coaches train ट्रैक से नीचे आ गए. So here not only one person is affected, but many of the people who are in the coaches, because in one coach there are hundreds of people. So all those people are affected if there is any rail accident. Whereas if you compare to the road accidents, suppose ऑटो एक पलट गया तो ऑटो में ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा कितने लोग होंगे, एक ड्राइवर होगा और पीछे 2 या 3 पैसेंजर होंगे. So here the ratio of people is more whenever there is rail accident. Then time flexibility is not there, as trains are running as per the fixed time. So again, trains runs as per the schedules. They are properly printed timetables for Indian Railways, so they will go as per their time only. आपको लेट हो रहा है इसलिए ट्रेन जल्दी चलेगी, आप लेट हो गए तो आपके लिए ट्रेन रुकेगी, ऐसा नहीं होता है. बट whereas when you compare to road transport, see why I am doing the comparison, because in exam there will be a question for distinguish between road transport and rail transport, so you can remember these points, right? So in road transport, if you are getting late, you can take a taxi. If you are having ample time, you can take an auto or you can wait for the bus. So this is one flexibility in road transport. Then it does not provide door-to-door service. We have already discussed door-to-door service is not. There are fixed stations. You have to get down and then you have to see how you have to reach to the destination. Okay, so door-to-door services is not provided in air transport. Rail transport. So we have done with the train transport and road transport and rail transport. Next is the air transport. Air transport carries the goods and passengers through airways by using different aircrafts like passenger aircrafts, cargo aircrafts, helicopters, etc. This is the fastest mode of transport, but it does not provide door-to-door service. Now, see, air transport is again it is used for carrying the passengers as well as goods from one place to another. There are again different types of aircrafts like passenger aircrafts जो flights होते हैं जिसमें लोग जाते हैं, cargo aircraft जिसमें सामान जाता है, then helicopters is like there only 1 or 2 people can go in helicopter. Then again this is no doubt fastest mean, but again it is very costly also and it doesn't provide you door-to-door services. In hilly or mountain areas where other modes of transport is not accessible, air transport is important and convenient mode. Air transport is also a suitable mode in case of emergency like war, medical, natural calamities, rescue operations, etc. Air transport is classified into domestic transport and international transport. Air transport is carried out in fixed air routes. Various national and international public sector and private sector airways companies are giving services on domestic and international routes. For example, domestic Air India, public sector, SpiceJet, private sector. And for international, uh, there are Quintas Airways Limited, Australia Public Sector, etc. So, air transport is for national and international level. National means for domestic, means if you have to go in the India itself, in the country itself, that's domestic. If it's international, from one country to other country. For both of them, there are different airports, right? And you can use this facility. Again, it is very costly. It doesn't provide you door-to-door service. It is mainly where other means of transport is not possible to go, like hilly regions. This transport can be used. Again, if the places are very far away where you have to reach, then also you can use the air transport. No doubt it is a little costly, but again it saves a lot of time also, right? Then it is mainly used during emergencies, like if there is any war is there or any medical कोई एक्सीडेंट हो गया है, या आपने देखा होगा कितने बार टीवी में न्यूज़ में जब कभी अर्थक्वेक्स आता है या फ्लड आता है, तो रोड्स आर नॉट देयर, पूरी जगह पानी पानी है, रोड ट्रांसपोर्ट नहीं जा पा रहा है, रेलवे ट्रैक्स पे पानी भर गया है, तो फिर अल्टीमेटली क्या यूज़ करती है गवर्नमेंट? दे यूज़ दी हेलीकॉप्टर्स और एरोप्लेन्स, and they rescue the people from there, or they can provide food to the peoples there, right? So this can be used mainly at the time of emergency, also natural calamities, also for rescue operations also. Then again, there are various national and international. Again, they can be classified into public and private sector, which we have already learned. Public sector is what in which is related to the government, and private sector means where private companies are there, who are handling these uh, air transport. Okay, so see, some examples are also given about the domestic and international airways. Now coming to the advantages, it is a fastest means of transport among all means of transport. मैंने आपको पहले बोला सबसे fastest means यही है. Air transport plays a vital role during war at emergency situations, as it can be useful for rescue operation and providing quick services in affected areas. As air transport uses natural ways, no separate construction of routes required like road or rail transport. Like rail transport, we have to construct the tracks, then only the rail can reach there. For road transport, there should be proper road for the vehicles, otherwise the vehicles cannot run. Okay, so for rail transport, as of such, we don't have to provide any route. Okay, so there's it's a natural way. It is less polluting as compared to road transport, because when vehicles run on road transport, जो भी गैस वगैरह निकलती है तो एयर पॉल्यूशन होता है, बट एयर ट्रांसपोर्ट ऊपर चलता है प्लेन, तो उससे हमको पॉल्यूशन नहीं होता है. देन पॉल्यूशन नहीं होता है लेकिन एज ऑफ नीचे हमें तकलीफ नहीं होती है उससे. It is useful in such areas where other means of transport are not accessible. So when other transports are not able to go to that place, this transport is definitely they can go there with the help of air transport. Now some of the disadvantages: it is relatively expensive mode of transport. Yes, it is very expensive as when compared to road and rail transport, but again it takes less time. It is affected by adverse weather condition. Suppose ज़्यादा बारिश हो रही है तो आपका कोई भी वेदर कंडीशन हो उसमें आपका ये इफ़ेक्ट होता है. देन इट इज़ नॉट सुटेबल फॉर शॉर्ट डिस्टेंसेस. शॉर्ट डिस्टेंस के लिए बिल्कुल सुटेबल नहीं है. सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल, आई टेक एन एग्जांपल, इफ़ यू हैव टू गो टू पूना, राइट, फ्रॉम मुंबई, So it is better you take a road transport or rail transport. Why? Because अगर आप रेल से भी जाएंगे, आपको ट्रेन से जाएंगे तो भी you will take 3.5 hours more, not more than that. If you take road also, then also if there is no traffic, 3 or 4 hours you can reach to Pune. Suppose you are taking a flight, again the flight may be only of 45 minutes or 1 hour, but you have to reach to the airport. Then from when you reach Pune, again from that airport you have to reach to the destination. So again, when you combine all these time, then it again comes to 3 to 4 hours. So if for shorter distance, better you take the road or rail transport. It is not convenience for shorter distance. Yes, but for if suppose in longer distance, suppose from Mumbai you have to go to Assam, right? So if you are taking a road transport, it will take 6 to 7 days. If you are going by rail transport, it will take maximum 3 to 4 days. And moreover, there may not be a direct train for that. So at such places where you have to go far away, you can use the air transport. Then it requires huge investment costs such as construction of airports, runways, air traffic control tower, etc. So construction cost is very high, and that's why they charge you more for using the air transport. Air transport is subject to international restrictions on aeroplane of some nations are not allowed to fly over other countries. So again, for this air transport, if we are talking about international, there are various legal formalities and all which has to be done by the मिनिस्ट्रीज लाइक एक नेशन का दूसरे नेशन में नहीं जा सकता है एरोप्लेन वगैरह. यू मस्ट हैव सीन इन न्यूज़ ऑल्सो कि कई बार वो रेडा वगैरह सिस्टम रहता है सबका. तो अगर एक नेशन का इंडिया का पाकिस्तान में आए तो वो अलार्म बजना शुरू हो जाता है. सो इट इज़ नॉट ईजी टू गो फ्रॉम वन नेशन टू अनदर नेशन बाय these aeroplanes. So there are some restrictions over this. Okay. So these are some of the disadvantages of air transport. So today we have learned about the road transport, rail transport and air transport. Now see what is it written in just to know. This is not for your syllabus, this is just to know. It's a general knowledge. In India, Ministry of Civil Aviation banks aviation looks after development of air transport throughout the country, and the Director General of Civil Aviation is the Indian government regulatory body to investigate aviation accidents and incidents and also promote safe and efficient air transportation through regulation and proactive safety system. So civil aviation means what? एविएशंस मीन्स जो एरोप्लेन वगैरह उड़ते हैं उनको हम एविएशंस बोलते हैं, विच आर यूज्ड इन एयर ट्रांसपोर्ट. सो मिनिस्ट्री इज द डायरेक्टर general of council aviation, that is DGCA. It's a government body, regulatory body, which look after if there is any accident वगैरह happens in air transport, and it also works for the safe and efficient transportation through this means. Okay. So today we will stop here. Next lecture we will start with the water transport. Thank you.